Hello everybody, Shana here with CA Bar Style. The topic of today's video is to go over some recent statistics of passage rates from the California Bar Exam and why it is so important to start your prep early with the right type of preparation like CA Bar Style. So let's go over some statistics. And to preface these statistics, it is not meant to scare you. It is not meant to intimidate you into taking the test. It is merely meant to educate you because working with applicants a lot of repeaters over the last 13 years, I have seen so many people struggle with this test. And the objective is to solve the problem of why you are taking this test potentially so many times, or if you're a first-time taker, how to avoid taking this test so many times. So let's get started. Looking at some statistics, I went back to Feb 21, and these are the common statistic numbers. They do yo-yo quite a bit. So Feb 2021, the general overall passage rate was 39.6%. And there are a lot of different categories when you go into these statistics. If you want to take a look for them yourself, you can go to calbar.org and click on examination or admission, and then examination, and you'll see a link to the statistics broken down by schools, type of applicant, and so on and so forth. So it's just a general overview here to give you an idea. Repeaters in Feb 21 had a 26.7% passage rate. Foreign attorneys had a 15%. 15%, that's quite low. July 21 overall went up a little bit to 52.6%. Repeaters, however, dipped to an 18% passage rate, and foreign attorneys went down as well to an 11.3% passage rate. More recently, February 2022, we had overall 33.9% passage rate in this state. Repeaters had a 23.8%, and then foreign attorneys went down again to a 10% passage rate. In this most recent July 2022, we had an overall 52.2% passage rate, and repeaters had a 19% passage rate. That is really, really low. Some non-accredited schools went down to like an 8 to 10% passage rate for repeaters, and then foreign attorneys had a 13.9% passage rate. What is this telling us? It's telling us a few things. And why is it happening? In my experience, and for those of you that are just tuning in to following me, and thank you for doing so, I've been doing this for over 13 years, helping hundreds of people get this exam behind them. What is the problem that we solve here that a lot of other courses don't? And that is, number one, making sure that each individual applicant understands why, the why to why they are not passing, or the why to what they need to do to pass. So there's not a one size, fits all program. There is a baseline program, but it has to evolve. Another really important factor is applicants do not give themselves enough time. I am on here weekly and on Instagram and talking to applicants calling in about the importance of starting early. We have all been through a lot in the last couple years in our own right, and I think there is a procrastination going on, almost a sense of I'll get to it when I get to it. If this is really a goal of yours and you want to get it done, you must start early, especially if you're not coming off of an exam and you've taken some time off, or if you're a first-time taker, perhaps in your last year of law school. Do not wait until the 2 months before the test. I am seeing more than ever applicants postpone the exam time and time again because they are giving themselves, or they're not giving themselves, enough time to prepare. Our early prep is very unique. It is not just sending you materials early. It is really important to start early. Why? You have to get a warm-up. It's going to take you 1, 2, 3 months just to get a schedule going and feel what feels right for you when you study best. Maybe it's early in the morning, maybe by midday there's a slump and you need a break. A warm-up is crucial. Number 2, you have to get started on the law. There are so many areas of law to know. 15 subjects, each one of them has multiple subcategories. If you wait for 2 months before the test, 3 months before the test, you're going to be drowning in law and you're going to feel really overwhelmed. So you need to give yourself time. And it doesn't need to be a lot of time, 10, 15 hours a week of study time, getting yourself acclimated with the rules of law again and getting that foundation building, because you cannot get to practice. You won't know how to attack the practice Even if you have my essay approaches, which no one else has, they're unique to CA Bar Style, you won't be able to apply them if you don't understand and memorize the law. So you have to give yourself enough time to get that going. And I think that's why foreign attorneys have such a low passage rate and attorney applicants in this state, because they just do not give themselves enough time to learn multiple areas of law that they have not learned in their home countries. Another objective of early prep is to learn approach. Now, most courses don't cover approach. It's very unique to CA Bar Style. It shocks me as to why. I'm not really sure. The traditional commercial bar reviews go right from an abundance of law to very little practice and expect applicants to know, what they're doing. They get to the test and they're really lost. So approach needs to start early as well, learning all the different areas of law and how to write for the essays, how to write for the PT, and how to tackle multiple choice. These are components of your preparation that take an abundance of time. So if you're planning on taking a 2023 exam, February is already past us. I mean, I'm in the middle of teaching for February, but my course is full. But for July, we will fill up, and I will be very limited with taking applicants that are really ready and committed to the process of getting started early and wanting to work hard. These statistics are not something that we should shy away from. We should look at them and we should be ready for them and say, these don't scare me. I'm going to prepare well. But at the same time, they need to be eye-opening so that you understand that it is an exam that's going to take a lot of time to prepare for, a lot of focus. Now, what do I mean when I say a lot of time? 6 months of early prep, 4 to 6 months minimum for most applicants, not coming off of a previous test, of course, and then a 2 to 3 month course. So if you really want to get this done, I cannot stress enough the need to start early. The second thing is the right bar review for you. I think there is such a saturation in the industry, and I'm not here to knock courses or apps, but applicants are more overwhelmed than ever. There's so many different sources. By the time an applicant comes to me, they have 4 or 5 different rules for one area of law. They, excuse me, I have this cough I can't get rid of. And they are just bogged down by things they've purchased online, books that they've got off Amazon. They're really just lost. And what happens with that is it leads to so much inconsistency. You need to have a course, especially you have to know yourself, that it's not going to just be cookie cutter. These cookie cutter courses are not working for applicants. That's why these statistics are a big reason as to why these statistics are so low. There is a correlation. So if the majority of a graduating class, 3L, is going to a specific commercial bar review, and we're having a 22% passage rate for a certain school or a certain type of school, that is a big problem. And it's something that the industry or law schools just don't talk about, but it is definitely a crucial factor for you to focus on, because you need to do the research and you need to make sure that in your journey, you're not going to be spending 2, 3, 4, 5 years on this test. The amount of money that it's going to cost you to do that is going to take a lot out of you. And I will say, if you make the investment up front in a reputable course like CA Bar Style, you can guarantee that these statistics will be avoided, because maybe you won't get it done the first time. Most of my applicants do, but it'll be a home for your bar prep. The quality of the preparation is just so elevated here compared to what I've seen out there going on. So really important to be aware of these numbers, really important to not try and do this on your own, and to make sure that your transformation year, right? Everyone's saying 2023 is going to be my year. Well, how are you going to get that done? You're not going to get it done by watching 8 to 10 hour lectures and then being expected to know how to write a 1 hour evidence essay with up to 30 IRACs, let's say. There is a process here. I would love to have you join that process. Please, only serious applicants contact me. I am being, very limited with who I enroll, because the demand, thankfully, is very high, and it doesn't mean not to contact me, but really only if you are ready to go, because I want to prepare you and I want to help you so that you don't ever have to take this again, take time away from your job, excuse me, this cough, your job, your family, your life. So feel free to contact me, cabarstyle@yahoo.com. I hope that gave you some clarity. Be well, keep your head up, and know that you can get this done. Bye-bye.